Hey, it's Michelle, and you can't see it, but right now there is an eclipse happening, and a lunar eclipse. And so I'm up at the Fairfax Labyrinth, and I'm waiting for the moon to rise so I can see the tail end of it. So I was thinking about how eclipses have different stories that go with them. The actual root word of eclipse is Greek for abandonment, forsaking. And there's not much scarier than it's one of our most primal fears is of being abandoned and forsaken. And so that, and of course having the world end, which is what our ancestors thought as they watched the sun or the moon disappearing from the sky. And so rather than go with that world-ending story, they came up with alternative stories in which they had some agency and some power. So they would have, for instance, a dragon who was eating the sun or eating the moon, and even though dragons are pretty scary, at least you have some options. So some would, and like the Philippines, I think it was, they would bang on drums and make noise. They'd yell and they'd try to scare that dragon away. And of course it always worked, so they'd keep doing it. Or they might take the opposite approach of playing soothing music to lull the monster or beast of whatever kind it is to sleep. And so, yeah, those the important thing about these stories is that it helped them to feel better about what was happening. Obviously, it wasn't true. There were no actual dragons, well, at least not to the best of my knowledge, eating up their celestial bodies. But in believing that there was something that they could do, they felt better. And so this is true with us as well, with our metaphorical eclipses in life. So there are those dark times that occur when we think our worlds are ending. I know that happened to me when my marriage ended. I thought it was the end of my world. I really did. And I kind of wished it would be, because I didn't want to keep getting up every day and living through it. And so it wasn't until I started creating different stories around it, and not imaginary stories, but stories that were equally possible. Okay, maybe my world is not going to end, and maybe these terrible villains who perpetrated this on me, were not villains. Maybe there were other reasons for what they did, and maybe they actually did me a huge favor. And that part didn't evolve until later. It was sort of an evolving story. But now that story, in which the end of my marriage and the cataclysmic way in which it ended was perfect. And I have deep gratitude for all parties involved. And so I'm currently offering the hero's or the heroine's journey to help people with their eclipses in life. There's dark times when in between when an old world has ended and a new one is still a mystery. And I am so around those times, it's dark. We don't know what to do. And so we see this as a bad thing. We tell ourselves stories that, oh no, it's really bad, it's horrible that this is happening. And using the framework of the heroine's journey, hero or heroine's journey, there's a way to reframe that. And once you've reframed a story, your behavior changes, your body changes, your neural pathways, you create different ones. There's so much that can happen around it. And I'll tell you more about that another time. But I just want to wish you a happy Leo eclipse. I'm a Leo, so I'm totally rocking the lion thing here. And if you are in one of those in-between times and would like to explore how I can assist you with that, feel free to check out www.sparksandleaps.com, and let's see what we can do. All right, take care. Bye.